What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel once again, through failure and success. And today is a video about the CEO. What's the life of a CEO? Because it was very important for me to make this video. I want to share with you today things that they don't tell us about what it takes to be a CEO, the challenges that a CEO goes through, and more importantly, the defeats, the failures, the setbacks, the humiliations, and everything that a CEO goes through that they don't tell us. I'm going to share those with you, so stay tuned for that. Welcome back once again to our channel, Through Failure and Success. This is back. You guys are back. We're back to the TFS studio, and I'm gonna ask you one request, that if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you do so. We come to you live every single week, once a week, and we share with you just simply things that are going on, the economy, politics. I know that some people say, hey, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion. Well, guess what? We do that here on this channel, and we're so grateful that we get the opportunity, because we get to live in the greatest country in the world. We get to express that. But we talk about just challenges, the mindset, and everything that goes through. And so today I want to talk to you about just what it is to be a CEO, what it takes to be a CEO, because you see, most people fantasize on the realities of, one day I'm going to be a CEO. One day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to be, the person in charge. One day I'm going to work, I'm going to work for a little bit of time so I can not work for the rest of my life. And unfortunately, those are the misconceptions. Those are the wrong ideas that people tell us, that we don't understand what it is to be somebody, a person in charge, what it is to, be in a position where you can totally understand that, hey, maybe a CEO is not what I want to do. Maybe that's not what I want to do. Maybe I want to be a supportive cast. Maybe I want to be the person that maybe I don't want to have the responsibility on top of me, but hey, I want to be the person that is going to be the supportive cast, maybe play a role in the company, what have you, whatever it may be. But the truth is that not a lot of people talk about just the responsibilities. We often, and I'm guilty of this, we often just see the success, right? The success is ultimately what we see, and we see everybody living a lifestyle that you wish to have. But what you don't see is the work that goes behind. And so I'm going to share with you a video just so that you can understand exactly what it takes to be a CEO. And this is, by the way, this is the CEO of NVIDIA. Okay, talking about this, they asked him, like, hey, if you were to do this all over again, would this be something that you would do it? And let's hear his answer to hear what he says, because it's pretty interesting, his response.
NVIDIA, he said that if he knew how painful starting a company was, he wouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't do it. I know. The reason why I wouldn't do it, and it goes back to why it's so hard, is building a company and building a video turned out to have been a million times harder than any of us expected it to be. And at that time, if we realized the pain and suffering and just how vulnerable you're going to feel and the challenges that you're going to endure, the embarrassment and the shame and the list of all the things that go wrong, I don't think anybody would start a company. Nobody in their right mind would do it.
So here's the truth, okay?
So again, he talks about if he was to start the company again, he was asked, would you do it? And obviously we saw the response that he would not. He would not do it. And so, because of the embarrassment, the challenges that you're going to go through. And by the way, a lot of times, and I'm sure that most of you guys know this, a lot of the times, your own family, it's going to be the one that is going to be rejecting you. Your own family is going to be the one that's going to say, hey, maybe you're not meant to do this. Maybe don't do it. So again, are you willing to go through those struggles? Are you willing to go through the challenges? Are you willing to go through, the embarrassment? Because here are some facts. Let me share with you a little bit. So the key challenges of a CEO, okay? So they gotta resolve strategies. So they develop a robust decision-making framework, relying on data when possible. So sometimes they're not even going to have the data. It's going to be decisions that they're going to have to make on the fly. So again, those challenges as a CEO is something that, are you willing to go through it? And I know a lot of people think about, work-life balance, work-life balance. Well, let me ask you, how has work-life balance worked out for you? Because if you live at work, first of all, I don't believe that there's such a thing as work-life balance. I'll tell you my own framework of that, my own belief on that. But imagine you having a work-life balance. You go to work, you got to maintain a life of being at, whether you have a business, you work for somebody else, whatever that looks like in your life. You go to work, for 3, 4, 5 hours, take a break, and then go back for another 4 hours. You got an 8 hour, 10 hour shift. You come home, and then you try to be a husband. Then you got to try to be a dad. Then, hey, I need some time for myself. Maybe open up a beer, crack open a beer, sit down in front of the television, and then tune out, zone out, because now you're so locked into your game or whatever it is that you watch, the news, whatever. Then you got to go back tomorrow. Oh shoot, I forgot. I got to work out. I gotta make some time, for my workout. I need to, go in a little bit later today. Oh shoot, I forgot. I gotta be at church. I gotta have my spiritual life as well. So next thing you know, you're gonna be in a circus. You're gonna try to balance things out, left and right, back and forth. And so how's that working out for you if you're one of those folks that believe that there's such a thing as work-life balance? So it's pretty stressful, I'm assuming. So for me, what I believe there is work-life integration. I integrate my life with my work. Okay. There are times in the next couple of days is going to be the end of the month. So typically we have a closeout night at our company, and so we got to go put in numbers. We got to do what we got to do. So, but I own my business. I run my own business. How I, want to run my organization. But guess what? If it's a Friday night right now, my kids are on vacation. They're gonna go to work with me. Okay, so they're gonna get to see daddy in action. They're gonna get to see me performing and putting up numbers. They're gonna get to hear other folks, having conversations that they are having with themselves, with their teams on just putting out these final numbers. So I'd rather have that. Work-life integration is actually what you must out to do. So again, work-life balance. But let's say that there was a work-life balance. So there's a lot of demanding for the nature of the role. Okay. So it often leads to an imbalance between professional responsibilities and personal lives. So there's no such thing as, I'm going to live a work-life balance. By the way, CEOs, they don't work a 10-hour shift, 8-hour shift. They probably work a 16-hour shift, 18-hour shift. Spend a lot of the time away from their families. They know that there's a sacrifice. They know that the purpose is bigger than themselves. So they're all in for them. That's why they get paid the big money. But is that something that you're gonna have to ask yourself? Hey, is this something that I'm willing to do? Is this something that I'm ought to do? So I'm gonna play this video once again, and I want you to hear, what some of the 15 things that you need to know, okay, about being a CEO. Okay, so again, being a CEO, it's probably not one of the best things, that most people are going to be excited about to do it once they learn this thing. So let's watch this video and learn if you want to be a CEO.
But paid to hire smarter people than you. You're basically a glorified recruiter. At some point, every successful entrepreneur transitions from building products to building teams. Your success.
Again, very, very important what you just said right now. So when you are in business, okay, I know a lot of people shy away from the fact that you say the word recruiting, okay? Recruiting. A lot of people shy away from that. Do I have to recruit? Oh my God, I just thought I was going to be doing my job, and you telling me that I have to recruit? Okay, at some point you got to make the transition, because churches, okay, businesses, universities, everybody that is doing big things in life, in corporations, okay, they recruit. So the word recruiting, you got to get used to it, because if you're going to be a CEO or somebody that's going to be in charge, you got to get used to the fact that
Metrics
you recruit.
go from a task list to a people puzzle. Once you've got the right people, give them the tools and resources required for them to succeed and get the hell out of the way. The biggest mistake first-time CEOs make is they still try to micromanage the talent they acquire. And on that note, number 2, your goal is to build.
So you're gonna what she just said was very, very powerful as well. The mistake, and I'm guilty of this. Okay, I hire people and then I put them in a certain in a certain job, and I put them in a certain task, and then I want to micromanage. I want to tell them, hey, look, you got to do it this way, you got to do it that way. No, you didn't do it right. So once you hire the people and they become more skilled at that, you got to get the hell out of the way. Okay, let them be, let them be, let them do what they have to do, because you're buying yourself more time. You're becoming more valuable to the market share. That's why you are the CEO.
Build a company that runs better without you. At this stage, you get
Duplication.
rewarded based on the systems you have in place. Running a company, terrible job with a lot of weight on your shoulders. You level up only after you distribute that weight across your team. You've heard about systems and playbooks a million times, yet most of you have yet to implement any of it. Most of you are still in the trenches doing the day-to-day operations because if you didn't do it, it wouldn't get done.
Another thing that is very important as well. So a lot of people say, hey, I gotta live a work-life balance, man. I need to have a work-life balance. I believe I just shared that with you. I have to learn. I have to learn the system. I have to learn. I cannot do it until I'm good at it. So you're just adding more stuff. So power, I hear people say knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. I don't believe in that. I believe that knowledge is limited power, but massive action is what trumps knowledge every single day of the week. Okay, if you're in business and and your income is dependent upon the sale, bringing value to a community, are you really gonna wait, okay, till you learn it all while your family suffers, or you're gonna say, hey, you know what? I don't know how am I gonna do it, but nothing's gonna stop me, and I'm gonna go ahead and go out there and do it. Make that hire, make that sale, make that fire, whatever it is. Don't wait until you know it all, because that is one of the biggest mistakes that we all make when we are coming up.
That's when you know you're running a job, not a business. Number 3.
So again, what she just said at the end, when you are in business and you're still doing the day-to-day operations, then you don't have a business. You have a job. Okay.
3. You're a psychologist now playing with carrots and sticks. Since your job is effectively managing humans, a core skill is understanding what makes people tick. It's all about the between incentives and keeping people accountable. People work for reasons, some for money, others for recognition or a sense of purpose. Understanding this is crucial.
Very important what she just said. Some people work for money, others work for recognition, others work for a higher purpose. And so you got to understand, which one are you going to be working for? Which one are you solving for? Are you solving for money? Are you solving for purpose? Are you solving for recognition? Which one are you solving for? That is a very crucial thing, a very crucial part, and you must understand that when you are working for money, whatever it is that you're working
Because
for.
your approach will be tailored to each person. Their self-esteem is important because it dramatically alters their productivity. Always praise in public and criticize in private. And
Super key. Okay. Criticize in private, praise in public. This is going to be a hard pillow to swallow. It was a hard pillow for me to understand when I was barely getting into business. The fact that I had to praise, almost made me feel like if I was being ingenuine, like I was being fake otherwise. But you gotta understand that, when you are in business, it's all a show, and you gotta put in a beautiful show, because nobody knows what's going on behind the curtains. When you go to a show, okay, when you go to an opera, okay, you see the show, you see the curtains are down, everybody's performing, right? Everybody's doing their own thing, everybody's playing a certain instrument. But when they go behind curtains, you don't get to see the whole mess that goes behind doors. You don't get to see that. So you gotta praise in public, criticize, and
Here's a
fire.
golden nugget piece of advice we got from a top CEO a couple of years back. Give the credit, keep the money. People want to be seen. Give them the spotlight and the credit because it validates them. Your long-term goals are more important than your short-term goals. Let them have the praise. Number 4, it's
Your long-term goals are more important than your short-term goals. That is very crucial because am I solving just for maybe the next 6 months? Okay, it's important to have short-term goals as well. Okay. By the way, any little that is very important actually, because sometimes we shoot for a high goal, and because we set the bar so high and we don't get to achieve it, we get discouraged. So you got to set little goals at a time, little accomplishments that are going to get you to the big goal. But remember that you got to have a higher goal. What's your end goal? And it never finishes. It never finishes. So you got to set little tiny goals, little wins, little battles, okay? Little wins in the battlefield that you're going to get so that you can get to your higher purpose.
never the new thing that will get you there, but doing the basics better than you do now. Look, okay, it's the boring stuff that'll get you the win. It's making fewer mistakes. It's not wasting money carelessly. It's about delivering a great product. And a great framework for this is more, better, new. What you're doing is already working, so make it work better, because that's the kind of growth that compounds. You do what is required, not what is desired. There are
You have to do what is required, not what is desired. Okay, that is very, very powerful, super powerful. You have to be able to do what is required and not what is required, not what is desired. That is important because that is the mistake that most people make when they are on the come up.
no tasks beneath you, okay? You probably already have a long list of little things that you should be doing but haven't gotten to them. Yet CEOs are creators. So it's easy to default to what we like to do best. Try to build something new.
It's so easy to default to what we like to do best. That is very powerful. Okay, I'm guilty of that. I recently experienced that. I wanted to do something that I knew I could do, but you gotta stretch yourself. You gotta go a little bit above and beyond of what you think, what you know you're
In
capable.
the world lie be the self-control required to focus yourself to get the boring stuff right instead of always getting distracted. Number 5, 3 jobs in this order: cash flow, vision. So let's tackle the first one. A business needs to make money or have access to
Number 5 is cash flow. And by the way, this will be the last one because I can go on and on and on and on about this, about just the responsibilities of a CEO. But cash flow is very important. Without cash, okay, cash flow is the bloodline of a business. Without cash flow, your business doesn't survive. Vision. What's my vision? Where do I want my business to go? Where do I want to be in 3 years? Where do I want to be in 5 years? What do I want to do after 25 years? Do I sell the business? Do I step down as a CEO and have somebody else take over? And you got to deal with people. Okay, three very key components.
money in order to keep the lights on. It doesn't matter how great the product is, how great the people are, how big the vision is, if you don't have enough oxygen to survive. This is why money, or more specifically, predictable cash flow coming in, is your number 1 priority. As long as the business makes money, you're okay. The second one is vision. So
You have to make money. Again, that is the bloodline. And you have to have a predictable amount of income. Okay, Target, Walmart, okay, they all predict how much cash flow they're going to make. Starbucks, they all predict how much money they're going to be making. So they know the target. They know what
vision
amount they're
simply means seeing something that isn't there, but could be if you build it. The vision is what helps you to make the basic choices in your day-to-day operations. The reason why vision comes before people is because people need a vision as a reason to join, and you
super important there. She just nailed it. Okay. Vision is very important. Without vision, it says it on the Bible, people will perish. Without vision, people perish. So, very important that we have the vision for the business before we even start talking about the people. Okay. That is exactly what she's talking about right now. Is we got to have that vision before we deal with the people. Because when people come into our company, there's got to be a vision already there. There has to be.
need a vision to know where you're. Now, lastly, your job is people. Your vision is achieved by yourself. You need people, smart people, thinking people, problem-solving people who can help move the numbers your business.
Again, this is why you recruit. Okay, this is why you recruit for your business. Some companies like to call it hiring. Okay, that is a fancy word for, or a simple word, I should say, for recruiting. You have to recruit. Okay, you have to be able to recruit. If you're going to be in business, if you're going to go be a big shot, you're going to be a CEO, somebody in charge, you're eventually going to have to recruit talent. Okay, we can never get away from that.
Requires. If you want to actually
So again, this is something that is very very important, very key. The responsibilities of a CEO is something that people often don't talk about. Okay, we don't talk about those often. So I wanted to make this video quickly and briefly on what it is to be a CEO because once again, we just tend to see the success that somebody is having right now, that we often forget, okay, where this person came from. So the sooner we realize that, okay, sooner we realize that we're going to be better off in understanding, shoot, do I want to have a business? Okay, do I really want to have a business? Do I want to be the person in charge? Maybe I'm just better off being a cast individual in the company. Maybe I just want to be the person that I'm told what to do, and I don't want to have any responsibilities. But once you start peeling off that onion, okay, start peeling off those layers of what it takes to be somebody of a CEO, maybe not necessarily a CEO, but somebody in charge. By the way, if you're a husband, if you're a mom, okay, and you have a family, you are the CEO of that family. You are the flag carrier for that family. You are the leader for that family. So you do have a responsibility. You're eventually going to have to recruit your kids into having the same principles and having the same values as you do. Okay. So again, the sooner we get better and the sooner we understand and accept the word recruiting, the better off we're going to be. But with that being said, I wanted to make this video quickly on things that people don't talk about on what it takes to be a CEO. I do hope that it brings you some challenge, some value, and you challenge yourself. Maybe I do want to be part of this. Maybe I'm up for the challenge. Okay. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching Through Failure and Success. This is a TFS studio. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and subscribe the button. Go ahead and like this video. Share it with somebody that you believe is going to get some value off of this, because you might say, hey, maybe you need to look at this video because there are some things there that you need to listen to, find out before you become a CEO. With that being said, thank you guys. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.